Howdy and welcome to Serial at Midnight. My name is Heath and this is our monthly look at everything being released by Kino Lorber for the month. This is October 2022, including partner labels too. We've got Cohen Media Group and Scorpion releasing. Listen guys, if you're watching this episode and you have not checked out my interview with Frank Tarzi, the Senior Vice President of Acquisitions for Kino Lorber, you gotta check out that video. It's also the first episode of my podcast. So if you want it in video form, it's here on YouTube. If you want it in audio form, it's everywhere you download your podcasts. I'm waiting on approval from Google. It's been like 2 weeks. Google has yet to approve my podcast. I don't know what that's about, but I'm just fingers crossed. But you can find it just about everywhere. And it is such an informative interview. If the question has come up in the comments of these videos, he probably addressed it. Like, why do some movies get a 4K and others don't? Why do some movies get a slipcover and some of them don't? What's the deal with the slipcovers? So many questions are addressed. Are we going to get more of this? More collections here? What's up with the film noir? He was so informative and so generous with his information, and I really appreciate it. Check it out. I also thank you guys for watching this episode. If you're not subscribed, please do subscribe and give us the thumbs up so that others can find this content. It helps Serial at Midnight to grow, and growth is the name. That's the name of the game. You remember that song from, was that the 90s? All right. We got a lot of ground to cover. I'm going to jump right into it. We have not one, not two. We have 5 new 4Ks from Kino Lorber this month. We've already talked about Tropic Thunder. I gave it its own dedicated review. My goal here is actually I want to do a dedicated review for all of these 4Ks. So I did one for Tropic Thunder. I'm going to flip it around. That's what most of this video is going to be, me showing you the cover, flipping it around, you freezing to read what you want to read. Not like you can use your remote to freeze frame, or your finger if you're on your phone. The Usual Suspects, which I have already given a dedicated review. And 3 more. I can't believe 5 4Ks in 1 month, which is pretty, it's crazy. Dressed to Kill. Brian De Palma's Dressed to Kill with, hold on, I gotta drop my voice. With Michael Caine. I was in a movie called Dressed to Kill with Brian De Palma. Angie Dickinson and Nancy Allen. And Nancy Allen owns this movie. She is so good in this movie. And she's all over the special features too. This has got really great stuff. So anyway, there's going to be a full review coming for this, because I got a lot to say about it. This is one of those stone cold classics. The score. Frank Oz directed this. Frank Oz is a filmmaker. Did he do Bowfinger with Eddie Murphy? But he also is, everybody knows this, right? But like, he's one of the founders of the Muppets and Sesame Street, is the voice of Miss Piggy. So interesting to me that he is also the director of the score with De Niro, with Ed Norton, with Angela Bassett, and Marlon Brando. Oh, Sonny, my boy, what have I done to my boy? So it's kind of off the rails here. So behind the scenes, I've started this video like 10 times and I kept hitting a wall. And so now I'm just in that loopy punchy phase where I'm just like, no, let's just get this. You want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts. We're quoting movies, we're doing impressions, all kinds of stuff's happening here. Really good stuff here. One more 4K, Indecent Proposal. Woody Allen, Woody Harrelson, Demi Moore, Robert Redford gets top bill, but he's like peeping around the corner here in the cover art. I remember this movie when it first came out. It was so divisive. It was really controversial because they're like, oh, would you do? Because the premise is like, would you let your wife sleep with someone else for $1 million? And like, we need the money. And what the consequences of that are. Really, they don't make movies like this anymore. It's like an adult sexual psychological, real, it's real deep, so it's got an audio commentary here. I'll flip that around. You can freeze it, read it. And we now embark onto the bulk of this video, which is the deep studio classics being given a new life. We have, these are out of order. We have 2 new film noir box sets. Kino Lorber knows that November is Noirvember, and they're setting us up so we have lots to watch during November. You don't have to wait for the stuff to come in as the month goes on. They're ending, as October ends, you got all the noir you need. So Film Noir, The Dark Side of Cinema, 9. we've covered every single one of these. I've got some of them on the shelf. Some of them are still by the television because they're being watched and explored. The films here, this is the Lady on a Train, Deanna Durbin. This wave is interesting to me because Lady on a Train, you know, Deanna Durbin, Kino Lorber did a Deanna Durbin box set. And then Frank talked about it in that interview that I was talking to you guys about. He talked about Deanna Durbin. He talked about the actor spotlights. Can you see him? We got an Audie Murphy. We've got Cary Grant. Judy. Okay, we've got Barbara Stanwyck. So Deanna Durbin. They're continuing to release Deanna Durbin movies. I think it's from the Universal Archive, or all these from Universal. It looks like they are. And I'm really interested with. And that's like an older Deanna Durbin. Not old, but you know. She started in the 30s, right? She started in the 30s, see? This is 1945, Lady on a Train. I'll just go ahead and show them to you. I'll flip them around. We can look at the special features. This is the one that I'm super excited about. This is Tangier with Maria Montez. So you guys remember in a previous Kino Lorber Spotlight, I talked about how Kino Lorber has put out. Well, this is the 7th Maria Montez movie. You know, she was the queen of Technicolor. She was like the exotic bombshell. And in the early to mid, throughout the 40s, she was in all these exotic, like travelogue movies, right? You know, like we're going to go to, the Middle East or to, you know, their photogenic locations. Bond would do the same thing in the 60s. Like, where is he going this time? Istanbul, not Constantinople. It's a deep music reference for you guys. I have a book about Maria Montez that I'm diving into. So any chance that we get more Maria Montez is cause for celebration. This has a new 2K master. Did this one? This one does as well. Hold on, I want to keep these in order because there is actually an order here, and I am that OCD. And then William Powell and Shelley Winters. You know, William Powell is pretty great in his the Thin Man movies, and then Shelley Winters was someone that I always knew from like her, you know, the 70s stuff, and you know, she's Elvis's mom in the Elvis miniseries from John Carpenter. But discovering her 40s work, I'm like, what a absolute revelation. She's fantastic. She's heartbreaking. She's beautiful, she's heartbreaking, she's really, really great at making you feel all the feelings. So that's volume 9. But we continue with volume 10. That's right, there's 2 Film Noir Dark Side of Cinema volumes in this 1 month in October. And you know I'm excited because we got Tony Curtis. And it's a boxing theme. It's like 3 films that are tied together by the theme of boxing. So we have Tony Curtis, Flesh and Fury, Jan Sterling, is it Mona Freeman? Showing you guys and looking at it at the same time. And commentary with Daniel Kramer there. We have The Square Jungle, Tony Curtis. So that's a Tony Curtis double feature right there. What are the years? 1952 and 1955. 2 boxing movies with What's a good nickname for Tony Curtis? I don't know. This is Jamie Lee's dad. I don't know. And then the last one here is Audie Murphy and Barbara Rush in World. Hold on, what was it? World in My Corner. I mostly know Audie Murphy from westerns and war pictures. You know, like To Hell and Back. This semi-autobiographical film. And did I show you the back of this one? And you know, all those westerns. Not going to name them because there's a ton of them. I am really interested in seeing him as this character. And he did do some of these films, some noir. I would also recommend, it was like The Gun Runners, I think is the name of it. It's got Eddie Albert, who was from Green Acres later, but he's a real piece of work in that movie, The Gun Runners. It's back here somewhere, but I've talked about it on the channel before. So I don't know, that's a good recommendation. Audie Murphy, never great, but solid. And the thing about Audie Murphy is you knew he was authentic because he was a war hero. I always like to say the character in Tarantino's Inglourious Bastards, that's the sharpshooter, and like defends that area all by himself for so long. That's an homage to Audie Murphy. we have 3 releases that I think you guys are going to want to talk about because they've been released before by another company. So, Rutger Hauer in Blind Fury, Happy Birthday to Me, and my favorite of the whole bunch, The Eyes of Laura Mars, which is directed by Irvin Kershner, Empire Strikes Back, and written by John Carpenter. That John Carpenter. So these 3 have been previously issued on Blu-ray from Mill Creek Entertainment, and I pulled them from my collection because we've covered all of them. So we're going to do some side-by-sides because I know you guys would really, I know you'll dig that. So Eyes of Laura Mars from Mill Creek has the commentary by Irvin Kershner. From Mill Creek, we have a slipcover. We have alternate artwork with Faye Dunaway showing some leg. That scene's from the movie too, and it's actually pretty hot. It's kind of a hot movie. The commentary from Irvin Kershner is here, as is 1978 promotional feature, and then all the image galleries, TV spots, radio spots, theatrical trailer. So that's nice. Happy Birthday to Me. Hold on. Here's the other version and the retro VHS packaging. No special features whatsoever. Here we have commentaries, the feature, all kinds of stuff. And did it have, I don't remember, not alternate artwork. Hold on, let me make sure it's not inside. No. And then Blind Fury, also bare bones. And here we have a commentary and a trailer. And was there alternate artwork for this? No, not alternate artwork for this one either. So the only one that has the alternate artwork is Eyes of Laura Mars, which is really great. I think I wrote a review for that at CerealAtMidnite.com. So if you want to know more about what I think of Eyes of Laura Mars, you know where to go. Head over to CerealAtMidnite.com. The Blue Iguana. With there's a ton of people in here. Dylan McDermott. Hold on, I want to. James Russo, Dean Stockwell. All right, anyway, there's less people that I wanted to mention. It was like, hey, you guys, Dylan McDermott, Jessica Harper, James Russo, Dean Stockwell, and Tova Feldsha. Anyway, it has no commentary, no special features here, but it does have this nice slipcover with alternate artwork. I haven't gotten to this one yet, so if I don't have some of these, I try to keep these pretty breezy to begin with because I always tell you guys, like, longer videos don't get as much engagement on YouTube as shorter videos do, and I want people to see these, so I try to go through them as quickly as possible, but sometimes I can't help myself talking about them. All right, we're getting classic here. 1933, By Candlelight, directed by, hold on, let me make sure this, yeah, directed by James Whale. This is the director of Frankenstein and The Bride of Frankenstein. In between those two movies. It's been newly restored in 4K. This is not a 4K transfer. It's, 4K on a Blu-ray, so it's been compressed. But that's pretty great. Brand new. This is one I think, like, it's a universal picture. And I just love, like, I love this. I love movie history, and to see this stuff, like, if I found this on a VHS, I felt lucky, Now, 4K restorations. Earl Carroll's Murder at the Vanities. This has Duke Ellington in it, the music of Duke Ellington, as you see down here. Brand new 2K master here. Did I show you the back of By Candlelight? I don't remember. The Rainmaker, which has Burt Lancaster and Katharine Hepburn. This is probably Lancaster at his steamiest, his smolderiest. 1956, new. I just saw this. Man, new 6K, from a 6K scan of the 35mm VistaVision original camera negative. 6K is coming. From 1958, hold on, what is this? This is a brand new HD master from MGM. Montgomery Clift, Robert Ryan. Always love a Robert Ryan performance. Myrna Loy, Dolores Hearts. This is, hold on, what's it called? Lonely Hearts. One word, Lonely Hearts. We've got a theatrical trailer. And then here we're wrapping up our classic coverage here with The Counterfeit Trader from 1962. This is from a new 4K scan of the 35mm negative. And now we're going to get into some indie stuff. So that's the Kino Lorber Studio Classics, which is, if you can tell, that's the thing I love more than anything, is those Studio Classics, because I love studio movies, especially from the 30s to the 70s or the 80s. But now we're going to talk about some more independent things that are coming from Kino. So this is Private Desert. And full disclosure, because I know studio movies more than and I know these actors and they're older, I will have even less to say about these, but you can check them out for yourselves. It looks like this was a film festival feature. Achingly beautiful and incredibly erotic, says Variety. Carmen. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce this actress's name. Oh, it's McElhone. I thought, okay. I misread. I know this actress. It's a ringing endorsement for this product. I know this actress. I haven't checked it out yet, right? So I'm really looking forward to checking it out. What year is this? This is a 2021 film. I was telling Bree is my wife. Bree is the silent partner of Cereal at Midnight. She used to be more active in the videos, but her career role has kind of changed and she has become the silent partner. But every aspect of Cereal at Midnight, she's intimately involved in. Like, she's given me advice. We've talked about, like, how should I approach this? And she's very hands-on with this channel. But we were talking last night about, there's so many movies that are getting these disc releases and they're new, but you don't know it. Like, World Cinema is getting these disc releases, but it's so easy to miss this stuff if you're only, some of it comes to a festival, some of it might get picked up for a streaming network, but by and large, it really flies under the radar. And these discs afford us an opportunity to really discover cinema that's not going to play in the multiplex and cinema that's probably not going to be on Netflix, And so that's really cool. There's an aspect of discovery. Like this one, Oka, listen, this is an African, what does it say? A new African adventure. Flip that around. So again, I don't want the fact that I don't have a lot to say about this stuff to be an indictment or like a statement on it. I just haven't seen it. I just don't know. Hockeyland. I know hockey is huge. See, I live in it's like warm 9 months out of the year. We do actually have a hockey team, but hockey never really caught on here in my area because we just don't really get to play it. But oh, we love football. So football is 12 months out of the year here. This one is awesome. So this is great. This is from, is this Kino Lorber? Yeah, but they're with, who is this? Voss Productions, Inc. So this is the 1980, what is the year on this? 1987? I've heard the mermaids singing. And this is sort of a, yeah, this is a new 4K restoration of the beloved 80s indie classic. So I've never seen this one. I know about it. I've heard about it. And I recognize, like the art and the poster and stuff. But I've never seen it. So here's my opportunity to check this out. Here's another new one that I didn't even know it existed. It was the 2021 Fantastic Fest official selection. Squeal. Sounds like a... Now, this is 2021, so that was last year. We also got Pig last year, directed by Michael Sarnowski, who I got to interview, that Nicolas Cage movie. I talked to the director right here on the channel. By the way, I've just created a new interviews tab at CerealAtMidnite.com. There's already an interview playlist, but not all my interviews were video format. Some of them are text-based. And there's now an interviews tab at CerealAtMidnite.com, so you can see everybody I've talked to alphabetized, and Michael Sarnowski is one of those guys. Squeal looks to be a little bit more on the horror side. This guy looks like he follows a pig into a precarious situation and ends up lost in the remote parts of Eastern Europe. Sam is a foreigner searching for his biological father. Then a minor road accident leads him to a chance meeting with a pig farmer's daughter, who captures him and makes him a forced laborer on the farm. Well, don't you hate when that happens? This is this is a Cohen release of a title that used to be a Kino Lorber title. So Kino Lorber has let Going Places go places out of print, and Cohen Media has picked this up, but it's still distributed by Kino Lorber, which is great. So this is a 70s, right? 74. And it's a very young Gerard Depardieu, 1974 Gerard Depardieu. And it's just, again, I haven't seen this one. I know its reputation, and I'm excited to check it out because it's one of the most mordant satires ever made, says the New York Times. Gritty, funny, and touching, says Variety. Gleefully anarchic, says Pauline Kael. I'm not going to read everything to you here, but I am going to flip it around and you can read it for yourself because brevity is next to godliness. Guess what, guys? Raro Video is back. Raro Video, I've even done a dedicated episode on Raro Video. They've kind of been hard to... not putting out a lot for the last couple of years, and boom, they've partnered with Kino Lorber, and they are back. So we've got Nick the Sting, which has a new feature here by Mike Malloy, the director of the documentary Eurocrime. He's an expert on Eurocrime. Stay tuned. Mike Malloy knows his stuff. He also knows tough guy cinema, and this has got him all over it. So directed by Fernando De Leo, or DeLeo, depending on how you roll. Very, very well respected and influential director. I know Tarantino's a big DeLeo fan. You see DeLeo's work in a lot of Tarantino stuff. So a new DeLeo Blu-ray here, Nick the Sting. Also, I'm not even gonna, you guys, there it is. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce it. This is a 1965, an Italian 1965 movie. I should say Raro Video specializes in Italian cinema. And there's a new introduction there. Can you guys read that? So I'm really, really excited to see Raro back. I've got a pretty extensive Raro collection, like 30 Raro titles. I think I have most of what they've released. This is, I think we're getting into Scorpion now. So Scorpion distributed by Kino Lorber. Dr. Death, Seeker of Souls. He's a specialist in his field. This one has some new special features here. If some of these have been released before, bear with me. Scorpion has released a lot of things. This is what I'm seeing. Scorpion has released a lot of things over the years that, you know, they would limit their things to like 2,000 or 3,000 units, and then when they were gone, maybe sometimes they'd repress, but a lot of times it would just kind of go away. Enter partner labels, and Kino Lorber is not the only partner label, but they get them back out there, and sometimes new encodes, so they look better than they did the first time around. Sometimes new special features, so it's really great to see this stuff staying in print. It's another blow to the scalpers, the resellers who want to buy low and sell high. Now you don't have to. You get it straight from the source. Island of the Blue Dolphins. It's the Scorpion 2. Yeah, this is Scorpion, and it's a Universal film. What was the... Here, I'm sorry. Let me hold it up a little bit longer if you want to freeze it and read it. Special features are brand new 2K master. That's cool. Is that a special feature, though? I don't know if that's a special feature so much as it's just a new 2K master. The Sporting Club, a film by Larry Pierce. Dearest children of the 20th century, do you take such pleasures as your ancestors? I haven't seen this one. I'm excited to check it out. This is from a new 4K restoration from Studio Canal. They have a new interview with the director here. I'll hold it up. It's all the special features are down there on the bottom in that brown box. Did this have... No. Sometimes they surprise you with reversible artwork. Golden Girl from Joseph Sargent. Coburn alert. We got a Joseph... thinking of the director. We got a James Coburn alert. And this is also... what's her name? Gorgeous Susan Anton. You can't just call her Susan Anton. It says Gorgeous Susan Anton from Cannonball Run and TV's Baywatch. And singer of the top 40 hit Killin' Time. Stars as an untried female sprinter here. I'm not going to read it all to you, but it's got a great cast. 1979, and look at all the new special features from a 4K this is 4K, right? Yeah, brand new 4K restoration. I should also mention Robert Culp. I love Robert Culp. All right, some DVD stuff. Getting into real niche and documentary stuff here. Some real specialized subjects here. So this is called Till Kingdom Come, and it looks very, based on the description, it's very political. It gets into the evangelical thing. It talks about Trump. It talks about Israel, and check it out if that's your thing. Here it is. An Impossible Love. Return to Auschwitz, the survival of Vladimir Munch. That's going to be heavy, like great, but also heartbreaking as this guy goes back to Auschwitz. Were the features here? No. Here's what I want to know. So this is it's a 56-minute film. It has its own website, returntoauschwitz.com. Where did these come from? Are they festival pictures? Are they made for... Where do they come from? You know? I'm not trying to be funny, but like, what is the place for these movies in today's marketplace? What is their ultimate destination intended to be? Are they on a streaming service? Because I do some streaming. I don't do a lot of streaming because I've got my watch list all laid out for me. Thank you very much. I have my watch list ready for the next 26 years. But is that where these are going? I don't know. So anyway, that's just kind of what I'm saying. Like when these things hit disc, it's a chance for all new discovery because I don't know where they are otherwise. And we don't have video stores where you go in and check them out. My Donkey, My Lover, and I. Flip that around. This is Festival. Oh, it's a Cannes selection. 2021 César Awards. Best Actress. Oh, she won an award. Laurie Calame. Calame's performance has rightly been awarded for its superb shading, but let's not forget the donkey, brilliant as a straight man. Who said the Sydney Morning Herald? Oh, now I want to check this out even more. Another interesting one that's it's the AIDS show. What do they call it? Artists involved with death and survival. It's about this 1986 show. This show that was put on to kind of what do they say on the cover? And a gutsy, intelligent effort to find the glory of life in the midst of death. That's from the San Francisco Examiner. And then last but not least, I wanted this to go out on kind of a happier note because some of these they get pretty heavy. Daryl Jones, In the Blood. It's about the bass player for the Rolling Stones who replaced Bill Wyman. And I think this is going to be amazing because you got Mick Jagger, Keith Richards, Charlie Watts, Ronnie Wood, Chuck Leavell. I've got to do my Mick Jagger. It's the best I can do. This looks really, really good. This is, you guys know I love music and music history. And this looks really cool. This is it's 86 minutes. It's from Greenwich. Is it Greenwich Entertainment? Yeah, in association with Kino Lorber. Where does this go? Where does it go? Guys, we did it in under a half an hour. We talked about, I don't even know how many movies, a lot of films in under half an hour. What are you most interested in? What have you seen? Some of the stuff you can tell I haven't seen yet. And I want to know what you guys think about it if you have. I like to use comments for these videos as a place for recommendations, for mentorship, for kind, it's like the video store, what the video store used to be. If you're old, and I know some of you guys are not, but if you're old enough to remember the video store, you would go, you would hang out, talk to the clerk, they would recommend things for you. Oh, if you like so-and-so, I bet you'd love so-and-so. You got to check this out. That's what we miss now in a streaming dominated world where we're all just living our individual lives in our cubicles and we're not, that's what the comic book shop is. That's what that's what the record store is. That's what Blockbuster and your mom and pop and Mr. Video for me, right across the street, right across the highway. It was 2 houses down from the highway, the other side of the highway, Mr. Video. That's what those places were for me. So I want the comments of my video to be that, more than anything else. So let's make it happen, Captain. Guys, thank you so much. Take care. Remember to please subscribe. Give it that 2 thumbs up. Pull a Siskel and Ebert. Double thumbs that up. It's not possible. I know. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Take care. Until next time, I will catch you later.